As of June 2016, the City of Chicago passed its Towing Bill of Rights, which entails the towers to post signs, spell out rates, photograph the illegally parked vehicle before it's towed, and release vehicles if the owner arrives with the keys before it is towed, as stated in the Sun-Times. While the City of Chicago supposedly abides by the new rules before towing and issuing parking tickets, many Chicagoans like PJ Codd remain dissatisfied with the city's parking regulations.
Parking sucks. Live in the city, you shouldn't get a car. Or you should leave it and take public transportation.
Other Chicagoans and car owners like Jake and Kelsey do not believe that the City of Chicago is following the new rules, especially not after Jake got ticketed during work.
In my work experience down here, we used to have to park our vans along the street a lot, and one day we were literally just loading up our van, and a guy came by and gave us a parking ticket. And, you know, we're trying to make a living. We're a small business, and, my boss just paid it because...
Kelsey is also skeptical after her recent parking ticket incident.
Personally parked somewhere where someone was parked there right before me, and they said, oh, this is a great spot. And then I came back to my car, and there was over $60 ticket there. That's not, I don't feel that's right.
Some Chicagoans like Matt Shea say that the poorly placed or simply confusing street parking signs are also to blame.
I've received numerous tickets, at times for street cleaning. They don't put the signs up. They put it up one day ahead of time. I think they should do that a little bit earlier.
The City of Chicago consists of law enforcement towing impounds that are ordered by a law enforcement officer, as well as private towing firms that must be properly licensed by an Illinois Commerce Commission relocator's license and are run separately from the Chicago Police. Believe it or not, the City of Chicago does not want to tow or ticket your car. In fact, the city is losing money from towing vehicles and is over its head trying to obtain all the owned money for parking tickets. The amount of unpaid parking tickets in Chicago has grown to over $1.5 billion, and the debt accumulates at a pace of $1 million a week. On the other hand, though, private towing impounds are still companies that need to make their money and that might be taking advantage of Chicago's parking confusion, like the Lincoln Towing Company did last year by illegally towing vehicles.
Tow trucks were hauling cars once again at Rendered Towing in Bridgeport today. Officers seized 11 tow trucks Friday, complete with cameras and GPS, as part of an ongoing investigation into complaints of illegal towing.
Nowhere.
Regardless of public or private impound, vehicles are towed and parking tickets are issued for the same reasons, such as action-related, where a vehicle is being used for illegal activities, boot-related, for having 3 or more overdue parking tickets, status-related, if the car has false identification, or police hold, if the owner of the towed vehicle was arrested. Towed Chicagoans are shocked by the price and process to retrieve their vehicles.
It was kind of our fault, didn't realize that because it wasn't well posted that the parking expired at midnight. And so we stayed the night, got up in the morning to go home back to the suburbs, and the car was gone. Fortunately, managed to get it back that day, but it costs over $370 if you include the cab ride all the way up north where they towed it to. So it was a very expensive weekend. Fortunately, that's the only time I've been towed down here so far, knock on wood.
Awesome. The car ends up on California, so it's a huge, it almost takes a half day to pick it up if it gets towed. I forget, between $250 and $500. I mean, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Double before you know it if you don't pay it a certain amount of time. So they doubled. So like at $1,000.
Each year, the City of Chicago tows 100,000 vehicles with a $150 towing fee, a $24 per day storage fee for the first 5 days, then a $35 storage fee after the 5 days. Will Brown, a tow truck driver for the City of Chicago Auto Pound, says that people get angry at him, but he's just doing his job.
Treat people like you're going to be treated, then everything works out.
Despite the outrageous parking ticket prices, most Chicagoans still choose to pay off their parking tickets than go through the process of contesting.
The car was like a beater. I paid like $700 for it. Like, this tickets are more than the boot. I mean, the tickets are more than the car that I paid for the car. I'm like, keep it.
If you get a $60 ticket it's easier to just pay the ticket, because if you go to court and fight it and lose, now it's going to cost you a whole lot more because you're paying court fees and you had to take the day off work, and it ends up being very expensive.
It's an inconvenience. It's especially if you don't think you should receive the ticket, you have to spend time to go into the courthouse, and I think it's the inconvenience, and I think the police know that it's going to be an inconvenience, and they just don't really care.
Yeah. Joshua Browder, a Stanford University student, took a step in parking ticket contesting by developing Do Not Pay, an artificial intelligence-free online robot that uses text and data mining innovation to help fight unjust parking tickets.
In city streets, few things are more hated than parking tickets. And that has made 19-year-old Josh Browder a bit of a hero to thousands of drivers.
Almost overnight, it went from 40 people, which I was very proud of, to a few thousand, and then it just built up from there.
Stephen Littinen, an artificial intelligence professor from DePaul University, explains how artificial intelligence could be used.
Artificial intelligence is sort of a nebulous subject, and sometimes people have worked on it thinking that they could develop some kind of a generally intelligent sort of computer version, Android version of a human being. And at other times, the emphasis has been more on specific applications. And I think that's where the field is right now, and I think that's where the most likely successes are going to be.
Browder's Do Not Pay succeeded in overturning 200,000 parking tickets in the United Kingdom, New York, and Seattle, also stating the importance of innovation as well as helping low-income car owners an opportunity to legal access. Littinen says that Do Not Pay is a successful use of artificial intelligence.
Well, it certainly sounds like it is being successful. So I would say that yes, probably it is going to continue to keep people getting out of parking tickets.
But towing and parking tickets are not the only vehicle expenses Chicagoans are worried about since Mayor Rahm Emanuel's proposal to up city parking meter costs, especially in Wrigleyville during Cubs games in the midst of construction.
Well, my biggest concern is the price of parking. I mean, where we live now, I get to park for free, and coming down here, it's a big concern. You have to look at it as part of the rent, and if you own two vehicles, then you're doubling that cost. And a lot of places that you move into will only give you one spot, so then you have to look at the street parking through the city of Chicago, and it's expensive.
You know, it's never a good deal when they increase price. So, you know, I think they should give the benefit of the doubt to the people in the area. You know, I don't think raising the prices is doing that.
As according to the Chicago Tribune, since 2012, Chicago increased its collection of deaths 5 years or older, and better technology has made it easier to find someone's new address. If you get a notice about old tickets, it is tough to fight, said attorneys familiar with ticket disputes, leaving Chicagoans to detest their city's parking.
Sucks. It's going to get worse.
Though the depth of unpaid towing and parking tickets in the city of Chicago is high, the cost and headache of owning a car in the city is higher. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Daniela Guscaite.